Hey YouTubers, he's back and it's a pickup video, and as always there's a good mix of games and retro related goodness to show you. So with no further delay, let's start off with what I always like to start off with, which is vinyl of the month. And I have here a used vinyl. It's the Doctor Who 25th anniversary album. So this came out in the, I think it was like the mid-80s, and it's got various versions of a Doctor Who main themes, from the original show in the 60s to music in the 70s, and the last theme was from 1980 that's on here. So it's got the best original themes, and if you want to get the original Doctor Who themes on vinyl, especially by the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, Radiophonic Workshop rather, who did all the social sound effects and stuff, this is a way to go. This is a way to get it, to get used vinyl, and this was about £25, which isn't bad considering it's quite an uncommon LP or soundtrack. I've got a bit of retro to show you, but I'll probably do the modern first and get the modern out of the way really. And I've got some hardware to show as well. Slightly off tangent, I've got some movies to show. Resident Evil, got a nice six Blu-ray box set of the films, as well as Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, more modern. Is that a film or a TV series? I can't remember now. Not watched it yet. Still need to watch that though. A lot of people say it's not particularly very good, but it's Resident Evil, and I still need to watch the new TV series as well. That's on, is it Netflix? Yeah, still gotta watch that, but it's finding time to watch all these things really. There's so much coming out, especially with the new Lord of the Rings TV series and House of House of Dragons. That new series too is, you know, it's too much. Not enough time in a day to watch all these things. So there's those. And also got some VHS as well. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. There weren't a lot. I think got those two for about a tenner, and I think that was about £4 with shipping, so not bad. I've got some spare VHS boxes up in the loft, so next time up there I will replace the cases, because sometimes these old plastic cases, they, you know, the corners sometimes go. Well, the tape's in good condition, no video or whatever, so that's good. And I also got, I don't know if I showed this in the previous pickup video, Aliens vs Predator. This is quite an uncommon VHS. Sometimes people sell this for £20 plus. I actually got it from someone who wasn't, you know, who did not know that, and so got it at an auction and won it for about £6, so that's quite a good price for that particular title. Go with my Alien movies. A toy, Ghostbusters 801. That is in game for only $4.99. It's supposed to be a re-release of a 1984 toy car that came out in that time, so it says. I mean, it's not designed for any figures to go in, but I think they had this vehicle perhaps come out back then. There's footage. 3 for £4, fiver. I think that's worth having. Hasbro, keeping a loft. Oh, we're not a loft. Somewhere. Got to find a home for that. Okay. Right, let's bore people first of all. I'll just get a PlayStation 4 out of the way, shall we? So I've got some VR games. Not many. So from America, Roller Coaster Tycoon Joyride. I think you can play that without VR mode as well, so it's, you know, it's optional. So that's one of the games you can play on either, but it's American exclusive. Tekken 7, which has the VR mode, was sealed, and after a full runner edition, another VR game. I think there's only about another 10 or so VR games I've got to get, and I think there's about a couple limited ones as well, which I've got to get at some point. So all looking forward to a new PlayStation VR 2 when it comes out. Whether or not I'll go for a PlayStation 2 VR complete set, I don't know. Because I did the PlayStation 4 VR set thinking that there wouldn't be that many games, but it ended up being about 200. So I don't want to do that again. I haven't got space. So I'll probably just go for the best games on the PS4 VR 2. Okay, PlayStation 4. In Europe, we got this nice box set of the Song of Horror. I don't think this got a mainstream release in the States. I think you can only get a limited one. So to get that all new and sealed, it wasn't a bad price. I think it was about £20, maybe 22 from Amazon. So that's all mint. And look, a game which I got sealed for 18 quid off eBay. Obviously it's Chernobyl Light, based in Ukraine, obviously. So that, you know, it's a horror. So it's probably, you know, will be a less common game at some point, maybe. Certainly a game that some people should keep an eye out for. Talking of which, I got that Big Gay Owl showed this on the video. This is a combination. The Truth Is Out There. It's got Pine View Drive and Joe's Diner, which I've got. But it's also got a third film, which was a third game called The Nightfall, which is really expensive now because it must have been released in small numbers. It may not be a good game, but again, it's horror. So the cheapest way of getting that last game is to have it in this combination. So that's what I've done. Again, this wasn't a lot of money. I think it's about 15 quid or something from Amazon. For about the same money from CX, I got Breath Edge, which includes like a little sticker of a funny cow or something. This does. This reminds me of. I mean, it's supposed to be quite comedic, and it's got the guy, the spaceman, in his chicken, which kind of reminded me, you know, homage to the Venom who likes his chickens, but also the Lost in Space TV series. There's a tech spaceman guy who has a special relationship with a particular chicken as well, and that. Nothing, you know, sordid, but you know, it's just a little homage to that. So I thought, you know, interesting one to have for a collection. Got this quite cheap in CX. It's about £5. Chimp Party. It's one of the PlayLink games. So you can use an app from iOS and iTunes, and I'm sure Google stores there as well. Yeah, so it's quite an unusual game in respect you've got to use the app. So I've collected all those as a little subset. But this one's been on the want list for a long time. It's not one you see that often. It's not an expensive game, but certainly an uncommon game. So that's Chimp Party. Another uncommon game. This is a day one edition of God of War. I managed to get this in CEX. I've been watching that for ages, and I got it. I just paid a normal retail price of £10, but on eBay, the people are asking lots of money for this particular copy of God of War. So if you ever see that, it's a collectible. Judgment, I got that quite cheap. I think it's about £15 mark. May have been part of a 3 for 2 deal with the game. New and sealed Monster Jam Steel Titans 2. I can't remember what I paid for that. It wasn't expensive. I got this from Smith's for Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. I think it was about £18 mark. A Wonderful 101. Can't remember what I paid for that. It wasn't a lot. Again, this was cheap. Hello Neighbour Hide and Seek, the sequel. Most people have got this. Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I've still got to play that yet. I opened it. I haven't got it in the baggie for some reason. Maybe because I want to play it. Yeah, that's one. I've got to play that. Five Nights at Freddy's. This one, I think this plays differently to original Five Nights at Freddy's. I think this is more of a traditional adventure type game. So that might be more fun to play in the actual original Five Nights at Freddy's games. So I did get that. There wasn't not. I think it was about £17. A re-release of was it a PS2 or PS3? Tyre Tasmanian Tiger. I think it was PS2 a tie it was on with. So yeah, again wasn't a lot. Got this for under a tenner from CX. Police Chase. Looked alright, looked interesting. Life is Strange True Colours with a PS5 upgrade. Can't remember what I paid for that. Valkyria Chronicles 4. Got that cheap. Another game which I got really cheap from CX. I think it's about £7 or £8 mark. Inertial Drift. That's supposed to be a really good racing drifting game with a sort of Borderland type graphics. It's supposed to be really good. This game, I literally was about £2 or £3. Jagged Alliance Rage. Looks interesting. Probably never play it though. These did come with some oversized folders or something from Psycho. So it's the Psycho Shooting Library Volume 1 and Volume 2. I got that from Amazon Japan. They weren't a lot of money, it's retail, so I don't know, I think it worked out. I think it's about 25 each or something like that. It weren't a lot too much, it's the cheapest way of buying them. I know I've got them on the Switch and PlayStation and so many other formats, but it's always good to have them. Tom Clancy's for Division. Again, this was cheap. This has got a ventricular or lentricular. Is it ventricular or lentricular? I can't remember now. Cover. It wasn't a lot of money. It was about £6. I just got it for a cover. Well, these two other games are becoming harder to find, and the price is going up. So I did see them cheap ages ago, but I didn't pick them up then, and I paid about. I think one was £18 and one was £12 from CX. So there's Remothered Broken Porcelain and Remothered Tormented Fathers. So these are two sort of spooky thriller horror games that are becoming less common to find now, and prices are going up. So if you're interested in collecting horror subsets of PS4, do get these games now, guys, while the price is not too crazy. But they are becoming less common to see in the wild, so if you see them cheap, get them. Let's do a PS5. Got this on the sale in game for £10, Battlefield 2042. I probably won't open that because there's no campaign mode, it's only like online multiplayer. Another horror game. There's quite a few horror games coming out on the PS5 and PS4, so if they come out on both systems, I've tried to get the PS4 given a choice, but if they're only on PS5, then obviously I only get them on PS5. So that's Yuoni, sort of Japanese art style horror. King of Fighters 15. I got this really cheap in, was it CEX or was it Cash Converse? I think it's, I can't remember, one or two. It was about £16. It wasn't too bad. Another horror PS5, Evil Inside. A sort of cutie scary horror game in Nightmare. Again, they had this in CEX really cheap, so it hasn't been out for long. I think that's about £12, so that wasn't bad. I got this Iron Harvest 1920 Plus. It's got all the DLC. It's a complete edition. You can get that on a PS4, but the DLC is separate. So to get the DLC included on the disc, the best way is to get that in on a PS5. It's like a top-down strategy. It's a strategy defense type game, but set in an alternative reality of just after World War II, so, but with more steampunky modern tech type thing. Motocross game 2020. Again, this wasn't a lot of money. That's about £8 mark. Played it a bit. I can't say I got into it. I didn't really get into that one. Okay, while we're on modern systems, one Xbox One game, Kinect Sports Rivals. Kinect exclusive game, but it's a sports one, and often the Kinect sports games are quite good, but this was obviously a Kinect 2. It was about £6. I did not have that, and I don't see that often, so I'm not saying it's a rare game, but for Xbox One it's definitely one you don't see that often, and it doesn't go for a lot of money, so that may be one of those games that may go up, who knows. It's hard to tell really, because it's Kinect based. There may be no interest, even if it is uncommon. Oh. Excuse me. Right, let's turn to a Switch. Got this cheap in game. It's under £20. Mega Drive Classics. We all know about those. A sort of a hentai, sort of rude one. 7 Pirates H. I got that from PlayAsia. I don't know what I paid. I think it's about 25 to £30 mark. No More Heroes 3. I love the No More Heroes games. It's by Grasshopper. Yeah, Suda21 or what his name is. Yoshi's Crafted World. Again, some of these games I got in the game sale when I was doing like 20% off their used games. So I got that much cheaper than normal. I think that worked out about £25 in the end. This worked out about £25 again. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is really good because usually it's about £50 in CX. So to get it that cheap in game is really good. Mayo Tennis Aces. My daughter loves this. I can't get on with it. I've got another game, which I'm not sure if I've shown you before, which is a golf one. That's much better. That's much more my pace. Whereas the tennis, I just can't get on with it. I've got it as a multi-platform, but I just wanted to get the standard basic game, Luke Skywalker Saga Lego. A game that's harder to get on a Switch, but it's a Telltale Minecraft Season 2 Story Mode. I know you can get it cheap enough on the other systems, but to get on Switch is getting hard. And it's all on the cartridge, so that will be a Switch, expensive Switch game in the future. It's already quite pricey. I think I paid about £35 for that, and that's a cheap price for that game because that is again uncommon. So if you collect for Switch and you're interested in uncommon titles, that's one. Sonic Forces, got that cheap. I think that's about £3 mark. Again, this wasn't too bad a price on Amazon. Galgun Returns. I like to think I paid about just over 20 for that. Wasn't a lot. Got this in the game sale. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Again, this is got this on cheap. Nintendo Sports. I'm just keeping that all sealed. Professor Layton's. I got this from the game sale too. Mystery Journey. I think that's about £20 mark. This game I got for £14, and the reason being is for a box. I've already got the cartridge, and that's Doom 2016. But they brought that out as part of a set called Doom Slayers Edition. So you got 2016, but they got also Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, and Doom 3 as DLC codes. So you can't, so unless you bought it new, you won't get those with it. But as a used game, it's useless because you can't, re-download it or anything unless it's on your particular account. So it's like, obviously, I haven't got that DLC on here. I've just got the box and a standard game. But again, in that packaging, that will be, an uncommon Switch game in the future. Okay, let's do a DS. My daughter was clearing out some of her old games, and there was a couple of games that she said, "Dad, do you want these?" And I thought, yeah, why not? One is Disney game, Disney Tangled. I love that movie. Good soundtrack. It's a Disney game on DS. That's the reason why I thought, why not. This other game I'll never play, but I'm keeping it because it's Konami. And it may become valuable, who knows. It's a kids game, girls game. Winx Quest for the Codex. I think it's like a girly platforming action adventure game. That's Konami. You never know, it might actually be a good game. Who knows? These other two games I actually got on CX when I was up in Norwich on holiday visiting my brother. And it's an unusual a top-down adventure type game. I think it's top-down. I think it's a sequel. It may have been a sequel or something. It's Devilish. But it's a game I don't see it often. So I got that. I think it's about £15 mark. And this other one I've got for about just over £20, and it's a Legend of Cage 2 on a DS, a Taito game. So the first one I think came NES and arcade, but the second game to get on DS, that's quite cool. That's uncommon. PSP, shall we? Right. Yeah, PSP. I thought I'd finish collecting for PSP, but there had been 3 Japanese games which I wanted, and I thought, can I live without them because I got them on other systems? And I thought maybe. I decided to bite the bullet and get them. So I think this was about some of the prices on these now. Let's say altogether these 3 games were just over £200 altogether. This is a way of doing it. I've got them from separate sales, but this I spent about £200 on these 3 PSP games. And the shooters. So it was a Salamander portable collection. So I think it's got the first 3 or 4 games. Salamander, which is obviously very similar to, I think it's like Gradius, that sort of thing. Then got the PC Engine best collection of all the Soldier games. So you've got a Superstar Soldier, Final Soldier, Soldier Blade, and also a sort of a Star. I think it's another shooter, Star something. So that it's that Fantasy Zone type game, I think it is. But anyway, it's another one. And last but not least, Star Soldier as well. Hudson game. So it's really good to get these 3 bullet hell PSP compliment collections kind of things. It's really cool to have those. Okay, last but not least, before I go on to the odds and ends and hardware, I've got a few more games to show you. One odd PS2 game. It's an American copy of Katamari Damacy. I think that's about £15 from a London seller. There are very few American games which I'm trying to get mocked up. This is a reproduction from one of my favourite sellers on Etsy. I can't remember what they call now on top of my head, but if you're interested, just message me. They do really good quality reproductions on printed discs in nice packaging. So this is a Dreamcast version of Ironclad, with that really good Neo Geo PC Engine shooting game. So it's really good to have that on a Dreamcast. It's a really good shooting game actually. And this other is a combination set which I've been pre-ordered over a year ago from Pixel Heart Games. Josh Pod did a box set of 4 their re-release shooters, so it's got Gigantic Army, Zangeki Warp, Satire's Next, and Wolf Flame. I'm going to open this up because it's a really nice little set actually. You get a nice, really cool collector's card in a nice little wallet. But when you open up the sleeve, It's not in like DVD cases or a nice box set, nice art on. You get your little poster with controls and the certificate, and you get your little discs. But you get this, and it's like a little pop out. You see that? That's that's quite attractive, isn't it? For a collection, I think that's quite nice. So yeah, I think it was. I can't remember how much it was now. I think it's about £100 mark. It may have been a bit less. I can't remember now. But I know I pre-ordered it a long time ago, over a year ago, more over a year. And it did take forever coming. But it's really nice. Some of those, I know Gigantic Army, I think I already had on the Switch. But to get them all together in a nice Monty set, I thought that was good. Especially for a Dreamcast. Okay, got some Saturn goodies. Japanese. From that same company that did that Wii Pro, I ordered some free Saturn games which I wasn't prepared to pay the going rate for Japanese copies, and so that is for Classic Power Drift. Again, these are really good quality Japanese reproductions with the proper printed discs, decent artwork and dual cases. This is a classic sort of Switch of Rage type fighting game, Neketsu Oleiku, or Hot Blooded Family. A lot of people have this. I know Eddie Rollercore raves about this game. I might one day get the original copy on a PlayStation, but I didn't want to pay. I think it's about between £100 and £150, whatever it is, for a Saturn copy. I don't want to pay that sort of money. Another sort of flying type two-player fighting game, so it's almost like well, Street Fighter of sorts, kind of things, but flying around in the air. There's a bit more to it than that. Is Asterisk Superstars. It's probably more like Guilty Gear than Street Fighter, but obviously floating up in the air. But that's supposed to be quite a really good game. Again, it's not it's quite expensive to get the original. And talking of originals, I do have some original Saturn games. A lot of some of these are actually have these are upgrades to some repro copies. Some are new, so I didn't have Fantasy Zone before. I do now. This is original. Again, that wasn't a lot of money. I think that was quite cheap. I think it's about £25 mark. Dodonpachi. I had a reproduction of that. I wanted the original game. I think I've got the original now, or will get original on PlayStation. But I wanted the original on the Saturn, so it's really good to have Dodonpachi. Great bullet hell. Can't remember what I paid for that. I think maybe about 50. These other two fighting games are ones I already got on a Power System, but because I already had some Japanese exclusive fighting games, Capcom ones, I thought I'd go for a full set. So even though I could still keep my Power ones, I wanted the Japanese copies. So I've got my favourite fighting game on the system, which is Marvel Superheroes, and it's just really cool box art as well on there. Again, not a lot of money. I think it's about £20 to £25. And the same here, X-Men, Children of the Atom. But just look at that artwork, guys. I mean, the Power artwork's good too, but you know, that's like poster quality, isn't it? That is just so cool. And last but not least, I've got in Japanese, if I say Kate Dainsao, or Dyson Sao, Katai Dyson Sao, can't butcher that name, aren't I? Basically, it's in The Hunt on the Saturn. I had a reproduction, but at last I got original copy. How much did I pay? I lot of these, all these games I've got reasonably cheap. I think it's about between 70 and 100. Couldn't tell you exactly off the top of my head, but it was closer to 70. And last but not least, a Bullet Hell game which I've been wanting for a long time. I've had the reproduction, but I wanted the original. It's a classic Batsugan, probably one of the best shooting games on the Saturn. This was not cheap. I think it was about £130 mark. I know it's not cheap, but sometimes, you know, you got to bite a bullet for these. And I've still got a reproduction which I'll still keep, and I'll probably play that version, so I don't have to touch this disc. But yeah, it's just so cool. Okay. Right, that's for games. I've got some hard. Actually, there's one more game to show you. I forgot to show it. It's a box set. It's for the Switch, and it's bloody heavy. It is Fire Emblem's Warriors, Three Hopes rather. I think I already had 3 houses, whatever it is. Bloody hell, this is huge. It comes with 5 acrylic figures, some character postcard sets, an art book, the game, and a large tapestry type map. But let's look at the size of that, guys. And it's heavy. I got this retail, Amazon I think. I'd originally sold out, and I thought I wasn't going to get one, but then a few weeks after, you know, it was released, they got more in, so I managed to get it for retail. So I think it was between £80 and £90 that. These always end up going up for a lot more than that in time once they're sold out, so yeah. I've just got it all nicely bagged up so it's keep it in good condition. Oh, when I was also in game getting some cheapies, I thought I might as well pick this up. It was reduced. The Metroid Dread soft case, I think that was reduced to about £7. Why not? Okay. Alright, some hardware. I got the Midnight Blue DualShock Wires controller for a 500mm limited edition. I got this off. I saw this first of all in CX for, I think it's between £40 and £50, and unfortunately it wasn't boxed. It was a beautiful controller. When I looked at it, I thought, oh, I really want a boxed one. So I looked on eBay and I managed to get one for about the same money boxed. It's a little bit creased, the boxes, but the controller's in good condition, like new. And it's like it's like a transparent midnight blue type controller, limited, like I said, to, you know, it's a 500mm limited edition wireless controller. So, but then again, it's PS4, and the PS4 controllers, I don't like them. Why do I collect them? They do what they do, but they're not the most reliable controllers. And, you know, I prefer the Xbox One controller any time of the day, really, compared to that. And with PS5 controller, if we, you know, hit the ball at the park with that, that's perfect. But PS4 controllers, but anyway, I digress. I've got a keyboard controller for PS5, not much. I was saying about under a tenner. Not that that's particularly interesting. But what is interesting, I got from CEX. The Last of Us Part 2 headphones, limited. And these were, I think these were about £45. And they are minty. You ever had these, looked after it, the box is in great shape. The headphones are so clean, they looked like they were hardly used. And whoever traded that into CX also traded in the console. So yeah, I think we need another PS4 console. But when I saw it in there, the box being mint, the console and controller being clean and mint, and everything all complete. It did not have the game, but I looked on eBay and I managed to get an identical game, which is like a demo, not to be sold separately, packaging type game. I managed to get one for £17. So I bought it and I put it in there, all sealed. So it is complete now, and it's got everything. and that was about $240. But the console itself not only got the sort of leaf type artwork, it's actually etched into the body. It's probably one of the most attractive PS4 consoles I've seen actually. It is a beautiful console. I still haven't played the game yet. I played the first game, which I loved, and a lot of people, you know, it's a bit of a Marmite game, the second one, isn't it? Some people love it, some people hate it. I know Joel dies and everything, but then, you know, sometimes that happens in the games. So, you know, no one wants their favourite characters to die, but sometimes it happens, doesn't it, really? So, yeah, that doesn't necessarily make it a bad game, so... But, you know, it's The Last of Us, the packaging is, you know, it's beautiful, and I know they're going to do a special edition, aren't they? A re-release again on the PS5, even though they probably don't need to, of the games, but they do what they do, don't they? And that's pretty much it, guys. That is my pickups for the past 6 weeks. Some really good, some great goodies, if I may say so myself there. Some good retro goodness and some modern bits, so bit of something for everybody, hopefully. Well, I hope we're doing all okay out there in the real world, and you take care until next time.